Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you the short-term and long-term scenarios that can play out here on the Polygon Matic chart, whose current price stands at the $0.8585 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 1.41%. And in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out basing my analysis on the EBOOK structures, the Fibonacci's, the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out any key chart patterns that you have information on this chart. And I want to kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening here on the Polygon Matic chart. From the all-time high, we had been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which took us back to around the $0.32 mark. And having done so, I believe it has done the minimum that we expected it to do in its ABC corrective structure, and soon we are going to see a very nice bounce to the upper side, obeying this EBOOK structure, having our wave 5 taking us back to an all-time high, and that will happen in the next bull market. But before we get to an all-time high, we first need to see that first wave to the upper side, and I believe that is what has been playing out here on the Polygon Matic chart. We have completed the formation of this higher EBOOK wave count 1, and right now we're in the formation of this higher EBOOK wave count 2, and that is my primary scenario here on the Polygon Matic chart. And jumping to the 4-hour chart for further analysis. Here on the 4-hour chart, you can see I have this EBOOK wave structure in yellow, which is a fractal wave within that first wave to the upper side, and that is so because a first wave to the upper side is an impulsive wave. And using the trend-based Fibonacci, we can also get to see whether this first wave has done the minimum that we expect a first wave to the upper side to do by connecting the trend-based Fibonacci from the low of the first wave down there of that fractal wave to the high of the wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the high of that wave 3 of the fractal wave, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side at the fib level 0.618, and that is at around the $1.26 mark. And the high that you have here in the formation of this first wave is at around the $1.3 mark, meaning we have fully maximized that target area that I have sketched out using the trend-based Fibonacci. And right now we're in the formation of this higher EBOOK wave count 2, and using the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of the first wave down there to the high of that wave 1, that gives me a minimum retracement area to the lower side in the formation of a higher EBOOK wave count 2 between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, which perfectly lies between the $0.8 mark and the $0.69 mark. And I can mark that target area here on the charts like that, then remove the Fibonacci's, and you can see we have been retracing down here. We even, after making the high for that wave 1 to the upper side, we even formed a chart pattern that was giving us a breakout to the lower side, which is a double top, giving us a minimum target area back to around the $0.96 mark, which is an area that we fully maximized, and even retraced back to around the $0.77 mark, found support at around the $0.78 mark, and saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, making another peak at around the $1.17 mark. And because the wave 2 is a corrective wave, we also expect to see an ABC corrective structure, and I believe we are seeing such a structure right here, having this as the wave A, then a wave B making its peak at around the $1.17 mark, then the wave C low is not yet in, and that is what I'm expecting to see very soon here on the Polygon Matic chart. And in that movement, you can see at some point we also retraced back to around the $0.78 mark once more, found support, and we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side. And right now we have even formed another chart pattern that is better seen here on the 1-hour chart. So jumping to the 1-hour chart so that we can get some scenarios that can play out basing it on this chart pattern. You can see we have this channel that we have been trading within after making our high at around the $0.89 mark. We have been trading within this channel, and right now we are seeing a bit of a breakout to the upper side. And from another view, we can view this as a flagpole, and this is a chart pattern that gives us a breakout to the upper side, and the minimum target area of this breakout will be back to around the $0.95 mark, where we'll be facing another key area of resistance. And that is the first possible scenario that can play out here on the Polygon Matic chart. There are chances that Polygon Matic might give us a bounce to the upper side and get back to around the $0.95 mark, which is a key area of resistance, and we can either manage to break above it, even see a retest and continue pushing higher. But in case we get rejected, I'll be expecting a pullback over here, and in that pullback I will expect expect us to lose the key area of support at around the $0.78 mark, and once we lose that key area of support, then I would expect us to even see a retest, and once the retest is in, we can continue pushing higher, pushing lower to fully maximize these target area that I have drawn out over here in the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 2 between the $0.81 mark and the $0.69 mark. Also here on the 1 hour chart, within this wave C, which is right here, we have been seeing a 5-wave structure to the lower side, and if I have my 5-wave structure right here, we can have these as the wave 1, then we have seen a wave 2, then a wave 3, then there are chances in case we might have seen the high for that wave 4 at around the $0.89 mark, but in case we see a breakout out of that chart pattern, that is that channel that I've shown you, and get back to around the $0.95 mark, there are chances that the area at around the $0.95 mark might be the high for this wave 4, then expect another retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 5 to fully maximize the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 2, and using the Fibonacci's to get to see whether this wave 4 over here has done the minimum that we expect a wave 4 to do. I can use the Fibonacci's connecting them from the high of this wave 2 over here to the low of the wave 3, and that gives me a minimum retracement area to the upper side in the formation of a wave 4 between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, and that is between the $0.87 mark and the $0.89 mark, which is a target area that we have fully maximized, because you can see we have retraced into this target area right here, and there are chances that the high for that wave 4 might be in, and we might continue pushing lower in an impulsive movement to the lower side in the formation of our wave 5. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. Continue watching those key areas of support and resistances. Also taking a look at the indicators here on the 4-hour chart. Here on the 4-hour RSI, we are trading at around the 54 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements to the upper side. Also any movements to the lower side will still be supported. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices are coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.